What is going on, everybody? It is Master Rolf here. Welcome back to another Clash of Clans video. So today we're going to be answering the question, which is better, archers or wizards? You guys actually asked me to do this a lot since my last video where I compared the golems and the giants. You said, can you go through and compare some other troops? And the most requested one was the wizards against the archers. Now, to me, it's a no-brainer that they are completely different types of troops, and you should use them in different scenarios. But people wanted to do a stats overview and see if you were doing almost like an all-wizard or an all-archer composition, or if you were doing the majority archers or majority wizards, which is better, which is the best value for your money, and which is really going to go and destroy base. So, as you can see at the moment, we've got all wizards spawned up, so we will be going through and doing a raid with them in a minute. But first of all, we're going to be going through the statistics of the two troops. So, the archer is obviously the cheaper, the weaker, the less powerful, it doesn't do as much damage of the troop, but with that comes the more speed. She costs less and she takes up less housing spaces, and you can also build them a lot quicker. So the archers are they do 25 damage per second, they have 48 hit points, and they cost 400 elixir, whereas the wizards do 180 damage per second, they have 164 hit points, and they cost 4,000 elixir, which is obviously 10 times as much. So with that in mind, you can buy 10 times or 10 archers to every one wizard in the amount of elixir, and if you kind of put those statistics and you just use it off that, then this would be doing 250 damage per second and would have 480 hit points, which is, you know, over double what the wizard have in statistics. But when you put these into mind, you've got to think about how they're going to work in the battlefield for you. If you put all the archers in and they shoot at one thing, sure, that's the damage that you're going to get, but they usually spread over a lot of different things, so the damage is spread. And also with the hit points, there's one really good thing about these hit points, and there's one really bad thing about these hit points. If you've got those 10 archers in a group, and one mortar, one wizard tower goes down and hit them, they're all dead. They are literally all dead, so that is absolutely useless. And if you have the wizard, he's probably going to be able to take 3 hits, and then he's going to do a lot more damage. But if you have the archers separated, then they're going to be using the hit points very, very shortly, so one's going to get killed, and when one gets killed, obviously it'll only take 48 hit points, whereas if the item could do 100 hit points, it would do 100 hit points of damage per second to the wizard. So there the archers are cutting the damage per second by half, because they're not possible. They can't be damaged anymore until they're dead. So you've got to think of it in 2 ways how it's going to work, and it's going to be a really hard one to kind of put together. Anyway, so we're going to go through the statistics really quickly down the bottom as well. They both favor any target. The archer does single damage, whereas the wizard does splash, which obviously means if you have the clan castle troops run at you, a wizard can take out like 8 at a time, whereas the archers can only do 1. And obviously the wizard also has a lot of power in his shot, so he can take out a lot of them very, very quickly. They both do ground and air. The archer takes up 1 housing space, and the wizard takes up 4, so you can have 4 archers to every 1 wizard, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does, which means you can have a hell of a lot more archers than you can have wizards. The training time for the archers is 25 seconds, and the training time for the wizards is 8 minutes. So the archers are a lot quicker. So if you're planning on farming, obviously due to the cost of the wizards, don't use the wizards, and also the housing time, the time for them to be made and born is a lot longer. The movement speed of the archers is 24, the movement speed of the wizards is 16, so the archers are a little bit quicker, but I don't think that's too important. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go and take on a single player base, and we're going to see which one destroys it in the best kind of fashion. We're going to be taking on Rolling Terror, so that's a pretty damn hard base, the 4th hardest base in the single player. And the reason I picked this one is because it has the wizard towers, it has the mortars, and it has the cannon. So it has the single target of the cannon, the splash damage and close range of the wizards, and the long distance and area splash damage of the mortars. So we're going to be spawning them up in a line right at the back here, and we're just going to spawn them all out in a line, and we're going to see how they go. So let's do this. This is 60 wizards. Both of these troops are max, so you can see here the wizards come in, and even from the mortars and from the wizards, they don't all die. They do lose a lot of damage, but they don't all die. That giant bomb takes out a lot of them though, and they're continuing pushing forward. And you can see now that because they're bunching together and they're getting hit by the mortars, they are all getting hurt, but because they have so much health, they don't drop too quickly. They're able to get the 1-star. Looks like they're going to be able to get the 2-star if they can take out this Tesla tower as well. And they're not going to be able to, so there we have it. That's a 43% for the wizards. Really not that great. They get hit really fast and really quickly, but that is because of the splash damage. And to be honest, I feel the archers are going to do even possibly worse than that, but we're not 100% sure. Again, this is only if you're using all troop raids. So let's go forward and spawn up all of our archers, so you can see how many we can have. Dun, dun, dun. We can have so many more archers, it is unbelievable. And let's throw these out. Now, again, using these troops in different army compositions is going to be, obviously, a lot better for you. So if you're doing a GoWiPe, of course, you're going to bring wizards instead of the archers, because the wizards are going to be protected by the golems. But this is purely if you aren't getting your troops protected by another troop. So let's spawn all these out. Again, they've got faster moving speed, so they do run in quicker. But you can see there that the archers get hit so hard by the mortars and by the wizards. They get very, very damaged very quickly. But because there are so many of them, they have spread out a little bit more than the wizards. But again, look how quickly they get taken down. As soon as the mortar hits them, they get destroyed. But now that there's no splash damage available, the Teslas can only do damage and the cannons to one troop, which means they have the ability to go and destroy lots more. And that is where this has come in very, very handy. And you can see now there's nothing else that can destroy them in big groups. And they are able to go through and demolish this base. That is insane. They have 3-starred it, where the wizards, which cost a lot more, 10 times as much, believe it or not, and are a lot more powerful, could only get 43%. The archers can get 100%. Now, this is purely because of the amount of archers you can get. If we went to a place that literally just did wizard towers or something, the archers would be destroyed. But because there were so many of them, they were able to take out the towers and stuff very, very quickly, and then they were able to do a lot of damage because there were so many of them. So, kind of the conclusion for this, guys, if you're going to be planning on doing an all-troop raid for some reason, or if you want to farm, or anything like that, definitely go for the archers. But if you're going to be able to protect your troops, so say you're doing a GoWiPe, a GoWiWe even, or anything with the giants to protect, bring some wizards behind them, but also do bring some archers, so that the best kind of form you want them to be is like, this is your giants, this is your front line, this is going to be taking the damage. Then you want your archers here, because there'll be quite a lot of them, and then you want your wizards just behind your archers that can then do the really big damage. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, please do smash the like button down below. Give me your 2 cents. What do you think about the archers versus wizards scenario? What do you use, and what is your favorite troop and why? But until next time, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.